be a better way. We got to live for today. Whatever happened to those days when we all had it on? Chilling on the front stoops and playing hoops, and we still had a ball. It was just unity, that's what we really need. Whatever happened to those days? Whatever happened, happened.
Yo, I wanna play role, but I can't cause the street not blocked off. On the corner selling, never follow. I thought you was my role model, I guess you not. Talking about get ready, cause I'ma run up in the spot. What happened to those days when I watch you play charades? Didn't have nothing to do, so you sat and played spades. You stand on the same stool, but now things change. I guess new millennium, so it's new things. Can't even go to the park as you root because of you. I hope you having fun, cause you messing up my life too. Life has gotta change, and I hope you do, cause my life is getting shorter every minute too.
Whatever happened to those days when we all had it on? Chilling on the front stoops and playing hoops, and we still had a ball. It was just unity, that's what we really need. Whatever happened to those days? Whatever happened, happened.
Whatever happened to those days when I was only 6? When you had a real job, you used to buy me cakes. Used to take me to the supermarket and buy me tricks. Now you in a gang and doing what you call it. You need to stop cause I'm standing, but you still falling. You need to go back to your old ways. I wanna know whatever happened to those old days. Now that I'm older, everything just started to change. Whatever happened.
We used to hang out in the park all night long. Even playing Skelly on the board of chalk. Skelly on the board of chalk. Everything was so much fun. Tell me where we went wrong. Unity, that's what we need. Remember the times as teens cutting school with your team? Coney Island was the place, so Coliseum in Queens, that's where you run at. 3 o'clock comeback, just to say you done that. And left school 11:15, never got caught. Had to crawl, but life is a walk. It's better when young, cause when you young it's less of a short. I don't know, but catching kisses seem like a sport. Throw a nickel in the well, make a wish and don't tell. I seen it all, so God bless for heaven, not hell. Broke elevator doors, cracked windows and floors. I take it back for all the times that we lost. And y'all know all about the Smurfs, Transformers, and G.I. Joe. Watching NBA games, thinking when will I grow? And at the age of 10 years old, you honor your clothes. You learned a lot about life, and it shows. But back then, just being young was all that you know. Unity, that's what we need. All right. You're listening to In the Mix with Vader and Jump Street. What's up, Vader?
Hey, how you living, Jump? How you living? How you living?
Hey, man, I'm living great, man. How about yourself?
Hey, man, I'm here. I'm thanking the good Lord for every day.
Amen. The Heavenly Father,
that He
give it up.
allowed me, you, and
That's
everybody
right.
else
Us. That's right.
to witness that experience called life.
Amen.
Hey, Jump, it's Father's Day, man.
Happy Father's Day to every father on the planet.
Right on, right on. And you know, a lot of the fathers don't get a lot of proper due.
No, they don't. They really don't.
There are a lot of stepdads out here who had to step in to make a
I
difference.
like the way you said it.
You know, I didn't even trip off
Hey,
the floor.
wait. You know what you did? In NBA terms, you gave yourself an alley-oop.
Oh.
And you dunked it. You threw it up and you dunked it yourself.
Well, right on to me.
Great segue, Vader. Go right ahead.
You know, I've been a stepfather, man. It was one of the hardest experiences
You know what, Vader?
I've ever went through.
I'm gonna contradict you on that. You weren't a stepfather. You were just a father.
Okay.
You may not have been biological, but you were a father because you assumed the responsibility of being a father.
And you know, it's hard for a kid to deal with a new, coming stepdad to come in. It's just hard, you know.
Absolutely.
I had a stepfather, but my stepfather was a father, and he was a man. He came in that situation, and he did very well with it.
Yes, he did.
Me, my brother, and my sisters, right on, Snooky, right on,
Right on.
right on. My mother picked a good man.
Vader. How long? Okay, now you're reflecting back about how many years? No, decades. How about,
Well, I believe I was probably 4 years old when Snooky came
4
on the
years
scene.
old. Now you think about that. Now you're going back about 40-some years, man.
Yeah.
And this is the impact that this man left upon our brother Vader. Okay? Now he can reflect back all the way
Me,
back then.
my brother Donald, everybody call him Pimp, and some people still call him Poosie. Junebug,
Right.
and D and Joe,
This
and
is
my
the
sister Shell.
Shell, what's up, Shell?
Yeah.
And this is the profound effect that a man has had on these folks.
He didn't want us to be some little moist weaklings out here.
Right.
He didn't want us out here disrespecting women, going out here getting women pregnant, and just running havoc on the community.
Right.
When a woman, is dealing with a handful of sons, along with those daughters, those sons can be a handful.
Yes.
It takes an alpha male to come in that situation to deal with a young boy to help him develop into the man he's supposed to be.
Amen.
Sisters, I hear a lot of you out here saying you don't need a man for nothing.
Yes, you do.
That's a lie. Yes, you
Yes,
do.
you do. God made us for one another. How could you say you don't need a man? Let me say this, Vader.
Go ahead, brother.
Don't let these feminist movements and activists and so forth twist your mind.
The Oprahs and
Twist your
Gayle
mind. Yes.
Kings and what's the woman name with the TV show Fix My Life?
Iyanla Van Zandt.
Iyanla Van Zandt and a lot of them.
Yeah, don't let these people sway you and trick you. They're trying to trick you into thinking that women don't need men, men don't need women. This is an attempt to hijack your intelligence, okay? The natural order, God's order of the universe. And they want you to think that, oh, no, we're going to turn it around and make it, you don't have to do it that way. We can do it that. No, you can't. God made men and women for each other.
Yeah.
Okay? He didn't make men for men.
No.
He didn't make women for women.
No.
That's just a conscious, deliberate attempt to population control.
That's right.
That's all it is.
And to
Don't let them
stop
trick
us from procreating
There you go.
with each other.
That's right.
Father's Day, ladies, if you have a good man there with you, honor the good brother that's breaking his back, probably working 2 or 3 jobs just to make life comfortable for you and your kids.
Amen.
If that man paying the bill, paying the car note, paying the house note, keeping everybody clothed and fed, that brother is doing what a man's supposed to do, love and protect his family.
That's right. That's right.
When we look at TV, the black man is attacked 24/7. He is the most hated, most copied man on the planet Earth.
And let us say the most envied.
Oh, no doubt.
That's
doubt.
why all the black man and the black woman.
Envy in so many ways,
Yes.
more than 1,000.
That's right.
I'm not a dad, but I've been told by many, hey, Tim, you're a father figure. And Jump, I'm sure you've been told that you're a father figure. you played a role in helping raise your nephew Haji.
Hey, man, I tried to do what I could.
And Haji's a dad now.
Yeah, got babies of his own.
And
man.
he's a very good, respectable young man. I'm proud of Haji.
Yeah, I am too, man. Let me say that I'm very.
I know some of y'all hearing the name Haji, you probably thinking Johnny Quest.
Well, that was the motivation behind his name. Yes, okay. We were big Johnny Quest fans.
Kenyon loved the show, huh?
I'm still a Johnny Quest. You know what? I'm still a Johnny Quest fan, man. I don't know about you.
I watch all those old shows, man. I still love watching the superhero stuff, man.
Yeah.
Even though I thought the Super Friends was a jive cartoon.
But compared to what they have today,
what Jason called it, the Super Friends Light? Was it Batman Light?
He said Batman on the Super Friends was Batman Light.
Right. What's the guy name? I can't think of his name. The popular George Clooney.
Yeah. Oh my God.
He was a horrible Batman.
When he portrayed Batman, that was the Batman from the Super Friends, in our buddy's opinion, and mine as well. He did play Batman Light, so to speak.
And sisters, once again, if you're just like dating a man and you guys are getting to that next level, it is very important that you let that positive male role model display those qualities that your son needs to see in a man.
Right.
Pookie and T-Bone in and out of jail and just start a community.
That's not what they
That's
need.
not a man.
No.
He's not even in the warrior class. And you know that comment you made, how they're trying to attack us? Mm-hmm. Most of all, Jump, they want to attack the warrior class.
Absolutely.
Amongst our people. Jump, let's
they
give them some music.
Punctify everybody.
Yeah, let's give them some music and
we'll
come
get back to this, because when we come back, I want to talk
about... let me say hello to Miss Deborah Greenwood. I know she's out there listening.
How you doing?
And I want to shout out Miss Rita Gaston. Late happy birthday to your sister. Miss
Rita Gaston, happy birthday.
Because I'm putting the word out to everybody that In the Mix is on YouTube, not Facebook, because Facebook is practicing discrimination over there against black people. Censorship. They don't want us to have a say over that.
You don't have a voice.
And it's getting crazy on Instagram.
You know
too.
what, Vader? If you can't speak the way you want to, are you really allowed to speak?
No. Only thing I'm going to do once my band is up July 8th, I'm going to just record the wrestling show on there and put the In the Mix show on there, and that's it.
Censorship is not freedom of speech. No.
They're only doing this to black people. You got white supremacists over there on
calling
Facebook.
People the N-word, they're not being banned.
And putting all kind of hateful things up, speaking against our people.
You know what, Vader? Speaking of which, you gave me a segue into what I want to say. We're going to get back to this music in just a second.
Brother.
But I want to talk about how the protest movement has been hijacked by our white counterparts, like they always are. Because this is why I don't like to invite Caucasians in on our protests. Because when we invite them in, they come in to take over. Everybody they're talking to on the news, well, mostly everybody they're talking to on the news is Caucasian. They didn't start these protests. They're the antagonists behind the protests, okay? They're the ones we're having problems with. Maybe not each and every one of them, but too damn many of them. And so they come in to take over. Now, they did the same thing with Dr. King them back in the 60s. They take over every protest we have. They did it back out in Ferguson. They did it with this one. They're doing it with all of them. So my thing is, be careful of the old Jedi mind trick. Oh, we want to come and help. No, you come to take over because you think you're more qualified. And they want to take the context away from what we're angry about, okay? The brutal murders of black people at the hands of the white racist police force. Okay, that's what we're angry about. And they're taking the focus off of that and putting it on themselves. But I'm telling you, we're fired up and we're angry. But by the time we get to the bottom of this stuff, we're going to be dancing and singing and laughing and barbecuing. And that's not what we're here for. We're here to address our concerns about the murders of our people by these racists, okay, that are being allowed to get away with it. Being allowed to commit murder and get away with it. But anyway, we'll get back to that a little bit later. We're going to get back to the music. And you're listening to In the Mix with Vader and Jump Street. And once again, we want to say Happy Father's Day to everyone around the world. So we're going to get back to our music. And Vader, anything you want to say before we do?
Do your thing, man.
Okay. Hey.
Jump Street, somebody want to speak to you.
What's up?
That's that one.
Okay. Okay. You know what? Hey, that's for the Father's Day greetings. They in right there because he's asking for the $2.
Shut up.
Okay.
You done pissed him off.
You listen to Vader and Jump Street in the mix. This is Unified Tribe with Don't Wanna Be. We'll be right back.
All I want is you. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, that's nice. Oh no, baby. All I want is you. All I want is you. Don't wanna be without your love. So say that you do love me. Please God, give me one more chance to touch her, kiss her, hold her. I know it's meant to be for me to be her lover. Letting go is hard, you see. Don't want this reality. There's a joke being played on us. Gotta find a way to regain her trust. Girl, let's work this out. Gotta get past all your doubt. Need you to be down with me. I got your back, girl, can't you see? Don't leave saying I don't listen. Loving you has become my mission. Take your mind back to the beginning when we were in the Garden of Eden. Don't wanna be without your love. Your love. All I want is you. All I want is you. Don't wanna be without your love. So say that you do. Say that you love me. Don't wanna be without you. Be without your love. Don't wanna, baby. All I want is you. All I want is you. Without your love. So say it, girl. Say that you love me. You lead, baby, let's take a trip. Tell me how to keep our relationship. I can take what you gotta say. It's cool. It'll be okay. Holding on without a doubt. Don't be afraid, baby, I won't bounce. I believe and I love it strong. I know I love it true and it can't be wrong. Agony and the ecstasy, mystery and the fantasy. Hey, you're the only person in the world for me. I won't lose you cause you're feeling weak. The fact is our love's unique. You're my heart and my soul liberation. No, without your love. All I want is you. All I want is you, baby. Your love. So say that you do. Say that you do. Love me. Oh, I don't wanna be without your love. Oh yeah. All I want is you. Want you, girl. Yeah. Without your love. So say that you do. That you love me. I gotta give her a call. Come on. Hey, girl. Hey. Listen. I don't wanna be without your love. No. All I want is you. And I don't wanna be without your love. So baby, say that you do love me. I don't wanna, girl. No. Baby, all I want is you. So say that you do. All I want is you. So say that you do. That you love me.
The sky's the limit. Like the game, got a place to the finish. You're with it. It's gonna be alright. It gotta stop raining. You miss your goals and your practice your aim. And I'm saying it's gonna be alright. Fix your frown, you fall down, then just get off the ground. Cause it's gonna be alright. Touching our tees, pump faking with the rims and the skis. I tell ya, it ain't easy when it's filthy and greasy. You're playing right and everybody is cheating. Now how they acting, baby? soon as you step out of bounds, they on your crown, gotta get out of town. They put you down, but that's how it be. Everybody thinking that they taller than a tree and wide as the sea. When they faced with defeat, they go to hiding and crying and talking to police, and go to snitching and lying and chatting about me. But that ain't the move, cause I be where you sleep and get at you, dude. I saw a fine young lady, had to rap to her, say your man kinda lazy, got you both looking crazy. Said I got 3 kids, been with them 5 years like I'm doing the bid. My life is the pids, but
It's gonna be alright.
the sky's the limit. Like the game, gotta play to the finisher with it.
It's gonna be alright.
It gotta stop raining, you miss your goals and your pressures, your aim, and I'm saying
It's gonna be alright.
fix your frown, you fall down, then just get off the ground, cause
It's gonna be, it's gonna be, it's gonna be, it's gonna be, it's gonna be alright.
back on the scene. Football, I'm about to tackle the cream, homie. I'm about my money. Heard a 6-pack was sexy, but I don't think I should start for a flat tummy, no. So I'm humping, partner of mine got life. He went to dumping, there was drama over something, so I sent him a kite. Put a little something on his books, do him right. It's a never-ending fight, and you're sitting in the yard, and times are hard. Eating all the weights, but you can't bend the bars. Ain't nobody to turn to, listen, you learn you. Got no friends at all, nobody catching your calls. So you grab your shank, static in the attic. Ask a clown what he think, about to stick him in his tank. But you cut him a pass, cause you know he ain't the one to snatch your life off the glass and slam something in the trash, fella.
It's gonna be alright.
The sky's the limit, like the game, gotta play to the finisher with it.
It's gonna be alright.
It gotta stop raining, you miss your goals and your passes, your aim, and I'm saying
It's gonna be alright.
fix your frown, you fall down, then just get off the ground, cause
It's gonna be, it's gonna be, it's gonna be, it's gonna be, it's gonna be alright.
back on the grind, ain't nothing changed since I was back the last time. Shortstopper said, Charlie, I'm 10 and I'm fat and I ain't happy with my body. Help your boy get a hobby. My mama on that mess. I'm in the 4th grade and I'm dealing with stress. Plus it's hurting my chest. I told him just what I knew. Everything you're catching, you can handle. This is true, but you gotta do you. You're seeing what not to do. You're getting it firsthand. Understand this will make you a man. Yes, it's part of the plan. He looked me in my eye and just froze. Why the world gotta be so cold? That I don't know. I guess it's just some money and that power that has something to do with the towers. But what do I know? I'm just another brother from the hood. When I die, they say he did what he could. But what's really good?
It's gonna be alright.
The sky's the limit. Like the game, gotta play to the finisher with it.
It's gonna be alright.
It gotta stop raining. You miss your goals and your pressures, your aim, and I'm saying
It's gonna be alright.
fix your frown, you fall down, then just get off the ground, cause
It's gonna be, it's gonna be, it's gonna be, it's gonna be, it's gonna be alright. Whoa, yeah, alright, let's go. You're the one I want, you're the one I need. Girl, I really need you, cause right now I'm feeling incomplete. You're really special, something I never had. I've had a lot of girls and you can't be compared to the ones in the past, no. You're like a diamond, shiny in every way. You caught my eye like a jewelry store from far away. There's no competition, you've already won the race. You're not gonna do me any, play me like I ain't shit. And I know what I need. I need a girl that's perfect, perfect for me, and that will try to complete her mission. No breaking up, no breaking up, no breaking up, no breaking up with me. I've been in lots of relationships, none of them work. Why do I join into love, knowing that it hurt? I got you on a pedestal, you come first. You got what I deserve, you got what I deserve. You're beautiful, a bloom flower, cool as the winter breeze, yeah. You're the opposite of depression. depression. You actually taught me a lesson. You've got to go find your dream. And I know what I need. I need a girl that's perfect, perfect for me. That will try to complete her mission. No breaking up, no breaking up, no breaking up, no breaking up with me. I've done a lot of wrong, but also done a lot of right. So would you please be mine? The next you miss is right. You're a diamond to me, girl. The most precious true love. And I know you're here to stay, girl. You're so intellectual in your sensual skin. And I'm on it, and I'm on it, and I'm on it, on it. Seems like I'm living in heaven when I see your face. So I give you all the grace, and you go your separate way. And I know what I need. I need a girl that's perfect, perfect for me. And that will try to complete her mission. No breaking up, no breaking up, no breaking up, no breaking up. And I know what I need. I need a girl that's perfect, perfect for me. And that will try to complete her mission. No breaking up, no breaking up, no breaking up, no breaking up with me.
All right. That was Mr. Andre Moore with No
Andre
Breaking Up.
Moore, a St. Louis local.
Yes, he is.
From out that Sonny Metcalf camp,
What's up, Sonny?
WBMS. What's up, Sonny?
Yeah.
Making all that money.
Hey, that rhymes, yeah. Anyway, but man, we got an esteemed guest in the house. And
Oh, yeah.
Part of the family from the New Black City days. and all
Oh, man.
that.
I probably go back even further.
Man, so this is our brother in arms who help us bring these shows to you.
And this brother know the brother that trained me when I was over at Double Helix, Mr.
Amen.
Tony West.
Right.
Man, I thought Tony West was one of the worst slave drivers around.
But you know what's funny? The people that push you the hardest want you to succeed the most.
And I realized that, man. I was like, man, I ain't never coming back. And he heard me say that. He said, you better bring your ass back next Thursday.
And see, if it wasn't for him,
He said,
and people like
he
you-
said, don't you make me waste my time.
That's right. He said, you gonna learn this.
I mean, I remember we was shooting live TV down there. It was Joe Palmer show. And Joe, rest in peace.
Amen.
Rest in peace, Joe Palmer.
Mm-hmm.
I messed up a shot. He cussed me out in them
Who cussed you
headphones.
out?
Tony West. he cussed me out.
He got you. He said, man, I know I trained you better than that.
Yeah. He said,
Yeah.
you know better than that.
Uh-huh. See? But that brother, it was all love. He wanted you. He knew you were better than that. And he said, man, you a tripping. So you get
Oh,
your
yeah.
stuff together.
Well,
but
you
anyway,
know,
man.
the toughest teachers, man, give you
That's right.
the best education.
That's right. But anyway, man, who we got in the house, man? Tell everybody.
Man, we got Jubal Harrison, man, one of the baddest computer technical
Hey,
geniuses.
you talk about, you know what? If this brother was a superhero, he'd have to be Cyborg.
Like,
Because he is connected.
Hey.
This brother knows what he's doing.
and he can be Black Lightning.
Black Lightning, this brother is bad. This is part of our family.
He can
y'all.
be Electro.
He can be whoever he wants to be. He can assume whatever identity he chooses because that's how bad he is. You know what I'm saying?
A tower of power, man. That's the best
You
way
know
I can
what?
put
That
this
is the
brother.
best. That's the best label to put on here.
Yeah.
Yes. So anyway, without further ado, brother Jubal, come here, man.
Man, feel
Let these
free,
people
man.
know
Feel
you talk-
free to
let these
step
people
to the
know who
mic.
we talking about.
Oh man, this is
Hold on,
this is
man.
a rare one, y'all.
Hold on.
This brother do not come out the Jubal cave for anybody. Hey man, what man get man, what you want? Man, put Jubal on.
Hey.
Jubal, get close to that mic, man, so we can hear you. I want Tony West to get me. I want Tony West to say it. And you messing up. You got Jubal up there.
Hey, Tony West. Great Tony West.
Yeah.
buddy.
Somebody we both know very well.
Let's say the only slave driver, what's this, only slave master without a whip.
Jubal, get close to that mic, man. I know you not microphone fiend like us.
No. So all he do is holler at you.
Yeah. I can hear him now. It ain't even 1995.
can say he good though. Gotta give him his cry. Gotta give him his props.
Yeah.
Though. He know what he doing.
And you know, I'm doing my thing, and I learned from Jubal. He updates me on a lot of stuff, and I tell you this: if you have any computer technical problems, this is the man to talk to. Jubal, tell everybody about your great company, man, and the services you provide.
Yeah, my name of my company is Moxie Multimedia Group. We started in 1982 when I was at the age of 12. We have been going strong ever since. We have helped small businesses become great companies. You know,
Wow.
our objective is not just to help you, but also teach you to become entrepreneur using your own products. That way, you yourself, if you got any problems, can learn hands-on by being firsthand inside your company, not just letting somebody come in and just basically provide services where you are basically a slave to whoever comes in to service your equipment. Because if you don't know what you're doing and the person that comes in knows more than you, then whenever your company goes down, then you basically at the beck and call of what we call a crippled situation. So it also teaches you everything that you need to know about your field, because we walk you through everything, and also on top of that, we always treat everybody like family. So whenever you got a problem, we always come in and take care of you, and we also increase your knowledge base, because as things change, we also keep up on it, and we also pass that along free of charge. And we also, once again,
Wait, you said free of charge?
and like I said, and on top of that, like I said
You
before,
can't beat that.
we also, like I said before, make you always get involved in what you are doing, so that way you don't have to worry about a whole lot of downtime, and you increase your knowledge base, and you yourself, unbeknownst to a lot of people, become entrepreneur behind the scenes, because you realize that you are able to stand on your own 2 feet without being a slave master. I mean, a slave to anybody's beck and call. And that's basically how I started out. You know, I didn't see when I started out at the age of 12, I didn't see myself as working for nobody but me.
Man, I remember your mom told a story when you were little. You took a radio apart and put it back together. You was a kid.
Yep.
That's what you call ingenuity, baby.
All right, get on that mic, Jump.
That's what you call ingenuity.
And if you want to grab Mike too, Jump, so that way we know that we have you on there.
Some of them be
You stretching like you Reed Richards from the Fantastic Four. Yeah, man.
Is it this one? Is it this one?
Try it
That one?
again.
I don't know. See, that's what I was
Talk,
over
Jump, talk.
there. Is it this one?
I think I can hear you. Talk again.
Is it this one? Mic check, mic check.
Try it again, Jump.
Hey, what's up?
I think we got you.
All right,
Three.
all right.
Okay.
Number 3.
Hey, man, happy Father's Day to you, Jubal.
Yeah.
I know you very well. I know you're a great businessman and also a great father, man. Asset to the community over in East St. Louis.
Yeah. Well, happy Father's Day to all the fathers, and you know, we still gotta give some of them mothers a little bit credit
no
too.
doubt,
so.
man.
Yeah,
No doubt.
because a lot of them are doing double duty.
Yeah.
And sisters, even though this is our day, we gonna still
gotta share
give you an honorable
gotta
mention.
share it.
But it's still the day for the dads, man.
Dads,
Now we ain't gonna share too much with them. We're gonna give them a little bit, Jump.
Yeah.
Well, without the mothers, where would any of us be as fathers?
Well, without the fathers being there to do his side of it.
So in other words, it's an equal.
Right.
It's equal exchange.
Okay. Yeah, because you have both,
Yes.
and a child come out that beautiful union of love.
Yeah.
So don't let nobody trick you into thinking that, well, ladies, you don't need a man, or men, you don't need a woman. Yes, you do.
We need each other.
That's right.
Yep.
And folks, Jubal provide a great service over there.
Yes, he does.
And
Wonderful.
I'm going to tell you, the best thing to do, you get in touch with him to reach him. Jubal, give him your contact information, where they can find you at on social media too.
My contact information is 618-801-5529, or you can reach me at Amoxacue, that's AMOXAQUE at hotmail.com, or you can basically just Google me. Google Amoxacue or Google Jubal Harrison.
And Jubal, spell it for him, man. For somebody say they didn't hear you the first time, man.
Yeah.
Vader had that dude talking too fast.
Or you can just Google Jubal Harrison, it's Juble last name Hairston, Hairston. I'll pop right up with no problem.
And you can make it happen for yourself. And Juba, you even sell computers and all other great accessories over there, right?
Yes, yes. But our main goal for the last, I say 30 plus years have really been basically just informing people on that just because you get into a product, I mean, it doesn't technically have to be computer related. It's anything that deals with information. It can be radio, it can be video, it can be computers, it can be hairdressing, that you yourself really need to be
Your
more,
electrical needs.
more based on you actually getting to know your product. The more you know about your product, the more independent you become, because you'll be able to be confident in what you're doing. And that's one thing that a lot of African Americans are lacking, is confidence.
And brothers and sisters, we need to get that confidence. Those who don't have it, you need to be about trying to make that change. Because a lot of us are trying to get away. We trying to escape from corporate America's plantation.
Right. Because one of the biggest things I've seen over 30-some years of being an entrepreneur and entrepreneur builder is everybody wants somebody else to be responsible for their destiny.
A lot of us gonna just have to get some guts and get some faith and believe in ourselves and believe we can go out there. What was that thing the church folks always say? And that's one of my favorite sayings I like. Step out there on faith.
Right.
Believe in yourself. Go out there and do it.
Right.
Don't worry about, family members, plant hating friends. And some of them, they're going to be on the plantation till they drop dead.
Because one of the biggest challenges that African Americans face is finances. But one thing that you have over finances is you have a brain.
There you go.
And the willpower
And
to
if
work.
you have one and you don't use it, who can you blame?
And you get out there and make it happen. And there are other people you can go to get information. You can go study and get books and read and try to, feed your brain with extra knowledge to go forth.
Right. And one of the one of the strong points that I've seen over 30-some years is, if you're confident about what you're doing, people know that when they see you. Because I've known many times I walked in a room, and I've always been the guy in the back because I never want to stick out in the crowd. But I always get that conversation at the end of every lecture, every seminar. You must be the man. I say no, because historically I'm the wrong color. But I get that all the time because
around those parts we're from, Jubal is the man.
He is the man.
Right.
He just doesn't get the credit he deserves.
Right.
Like none of us.
Like most black men.
Right. So my response is always, no, I'm not the man. I'm just a guy that knows low people in high places. Which basically means I know what to look for when nobody else does.
Right. So he is the man, for real. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what's the name of your company one more time?
Moxie AMOX.
Moxie Q, people.
QUE. Yeah, because because the thing is, like right now, you're looking at protests, marches, and the whole nine. And one of the biggest things that we still fall prey to is we keep going looking for the answer when we know what we need to do.
We keep looking for a savior, Juba.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And looking for a leader. You're the leader. You're the savior.
Right. That's right. The Heavenly Father. It's already. You know what? It reminds me of The Last Dragon when Bruce Leroy was looking for the master, and he was the master all along. It's just that he didn't believe in himself.
Nah, he was looking for Bruce Lee's teacher.
Thank you.
A mythical character.
A mythical made-up character that his teacher told him. He said, you needed a symbol. I gave you one. He said, but what you needed was always you. It was always within you already. You just had to unlock it.
And too many of our people are looking for the next leader. They're looking for a new Dr. Martin Luther King. Dr. King made his mark. He's been here. It's time for a lot of you to rise up. And some of the people that's so-called leaders around here have been let down.
Yes. You know what? That's what I was saying before.
And some of you preachers, too. Let me throw you out there,
right,
Pastor Pork Chop.
But that's what I was saying. See, too many people join up with us to co-opt our protests
Mm-hmm.
and our concerns. What they're trying to do is undermine. Well, no, what they are
Black
doing
Lives
is
Matter,
undermining everything. that we're-
LGBT people.
That's right. Everything that we're objecting to, they're undermining it. They're tricking us. They're using that old Jedi mind trick on you again. I'm telling you, it's been working forever, and they're going to keep.
This
on
thing
using
is not about gender. It's strictly about
No.
your blackness.
And like I said, every time they talk to somebody, they're somebody that's not from our community. Now, how did it go from us being angry and upset about being murdered by these racist cops to every time they talk to somebody, it's a Caucasian person, they put in the microphone and they're, wait a minute, this is not their protest, this is not their concern, because if it was, they would have been heading it from the beginning.
And you got bootlickers like Billy Porter and a few of them out there.
You know what? Anytime the
trying to stir
celebrities
this
get
up.
involved, anytime the celebrities get involved with the Vader, you know where it's coming from.
Oh,
They
yeah.
don't have your best interests at heart.
No, they don't.
Well, one of the things that I observed, and nobody really spoke on this, and I know in passing I spoke to Tim about this, is why when you looked at all the calls that came in, all the incidents involving unarmed black men and white cops, they all particularly took place in black communities. So what happened to the black cops? What did the dispatcher tell them not to show up?
You know
Good
what?
question.
Very great question, man.
I
because-
wonder if there are any black cops out there actually.
Hold on. But here's the thing. But when it's time to get interviewed, you're always saying black cops get interviewed on 60 Minutes. And as a matter of fact, they're supposed to be interviewing one tonight. But my thing is, when I was growing up, and then we talking about, I was born in 70, from 80 to 90, 90 to 2000. We had this one cop. I don't care what side of East St. Louis you was on, East St. Louis 89 blocks. This one cop would always be there. I mean, for the funeral, graduation, delivery of a baby, his name was Officer Randolph. Anybody in East St. Louis, you can say his name right now. He's passed on and gone, but you can say his name right now, and everybody would tell you, yeah, he was there.
So they have the highest respect for this brother.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
day and night he was there.
And you know, to the good cops out there, the criticism is not to you. If you know
No,
you're a good
no.
cop and you're doing your job, you're respecting people and upholding the law, the complaints and the criticism is
not
not
aimed
aimed
at
at you.
No.
It's aimed at your brethren out there. And that go for some. We got some black cops out here that
Yeah,
will just
acting the same way.
blow a brother brains out for no reason.
Right.
You know what, Vader? The bad cops make it hard for the good cops to do their job.
Right.
Just get that image in your head of Boys in the Hood. Remember the
Right.
black cop was with the white cop?
They had the gun under Trey's chin.
Yeah.
And he was
So
saying,
it got a
what are you wearing,
whole-
them rolling 360s or whatever?
Right,
Crips or
rolling,
whatever?
Yeah.
rolling 60
Yeah,
Crips.
rolling 60s. Yeah, rolling 60s.
And because some of you guys are just as bad, but when we look at the police shootings around these United States, these are white cops doing this to unarmed black people.
Right.
Because you know what? I don't care what anyone says. The word has been sent down. Just murder. Just kill them. Just kill them all. Men,
And
women, children. That's what
Trump's
they're doing.
reform bill is not reforming. Now you can't reform a racist.
No.
No.
And that so-called bill is a PR job he's trying to do, and the media, they're working hand in hand with the government, putting out the talking points
Absolutely.
and
Controlling
trying
the
to
narrative.
BS the people.
Controlling the narrative.
What's that
as
thing
usual.
Palmer used to say? Don't hassle the people.
Yeah.
But you know what, too, Vader? I want to give.
What's up, Palmer Alexander?
What's up, Palmer? I want to give Charlemagne the guy said something not too long ago. That
Every now and then,
Charlemagne
Charlemagne,
comes correct
he
every
comes
now and then.
correct. A lot of
I don't agree
times,
with him on a number of things, but
a lot of times Charlemagne is the coon in the room.
True.
Yeah.
But he did say this, and I must put this out there and
Mm-hmm.
echo it as well. He said, make no mistake. He said, defunding the police is not the same as decommissioning the police. Defunding them is just not giving them that certain amount of money that's allocated to them or whatever. He said, but people are talking about police reform and stuff like that and all that kind of stuff. And, that's another trick. They don't have to train them on how not to kill white folks. Okay? So what are you doing? Training cops on how to mistreat black people, but then how to treat white people correctly. So, what is this? What are we talking about here?
I think it
our
was,
tax dollars are paying for our own slaughter. We pay these people salaries.
Mm-hmm.
We don't pay them to kill us. We pay them to give us the same protect and serve services that they give to every other community, but they're not giving it to us.
Remember that police chief that's just now leaving St. Louis County?
Yeah.
They did a news story on him. I don't know if that was last year or probably during the time when Mike Brown was murdered. This guy he told a lot of the white cops out there in the county make sure that they give a lot of black folks tickets, and I can believe that.
That came out during the Ferguson protests. Yes, they did. But you know what, Vader?
And I'm sure that new lady chief
yeah.
that's getting ready to take over, she's going to be just as
mayor.
worse.
They got a new black mayor out there, if I'm not mistaken.
My thing is,
it's not
what
gonna
is
be
her
any
record?
change.
What is her record on helping black folks?
I don't know.
I know she talks about the Bible and God and everything. That's nice, lady.
Mm-hmm.
But what do your record look like on helping black people? Or hopefully this chick ain't just an agent that the establishment propped
that's what
up.
I'm expecting her to be. Because I'm going to tell you something. With all these black elected officials that we supposedly have, how come this stuff is so out of hand? If everybody's supposedly trying to help black people, how come black people are still being allowed to be murdered in cold blood in the streets in every city in this country?
And let me throw this out. I didn't mean to cut you off, John. You notice something you don't hear in the media about this police reform stuff? You don't hear the word punish.
Well, you know what? They throw. This is what they do to us. They say, he's been fired or she's been fired.
That
That's
ain't
not
good
good
enough.
enough.
It's
That's
not
not, they
good enough.
committed a crime.
Well, what the problem is the same thing, and I'm gonna go back to Obama.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go back to Bush. I'm gonna go back to Bush Senior. And one of the things I got a chance to read during all this protest and marching is the word recommendation instead of passing a bill and passing a law.
That's right.
Because when the guy got dragged behind the truck in Mississippi, and I know a lot of people remember when it happened, instead of passing a law and a bill, Obama passed a recommendation. And you know what that means. That means you don't have to abide by it. You just have to read it and say, we either agree or disagree.
Right.
But on the same token, same note, there's an article in Forbes magazine that also says that if you produce white targets with black backgrounds, you have an 8% chance of having those shot at, where you have a 78% chance of white backgrounds with black targets. Okay.
Yeah.
So what did that say?
It explains the problem that we're facing.
Right. So you get recommendations on a murder.
Yeah.
But you get a bill passed for LGBT.
Which goes to show you they can do whatever the hell they want to do,
Right.
but they just don't want to do it. They're not going to do it.
Well, that's the reason why you still have lynching laws on the books.
Speaking of which,
That-
great point. Great
And
point. Jim.
and see, that was one of the I say many things I had wrong with Obama, because you look at the fact that he's a constitutional lawyer. His wife is a lawyer.
So he knows all this stuff.
You
that we're
couldn't have
talking
got no better team than two lawyers in
Thank
the White
you.
House.
about. Yeah. If they had our best interests at heart.
Right,
you know?
because I tell everybody I talk to, and I don't bite my tongue on this one.
Mm-hmm.
His head should have never raised up from a pen and paper.
Say it again.
Because
man.
because before the 60s we already had a list of demands.
That's right.
All thing we said was we wanted a black face in a high place,
And that's
Guess
what we
what?
got.
That's exactly what they
and that's what we messed
That's
up.
what they
at.
gave us. And you know, the thing about it is, no one has our best interests at heart. And if
Right.
anyone does, they will not get very far.
Right.
Okay. So they keep putting these people with masks on. Okay.
Puppets.
Puppets, and they keep coming in. They keep pulling the same old, smo job on us and stuff like that.
Whether it's on the local level or the national level,
Doesn't
we
matter.
get the same
Right,
snow
same
job.
treatment. You know why, Vader? Because it keeps working.
The NAACP,
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
disrespect, Urban League,
But
nothing.
you know what, Vader? All of
Black Caucus, they're
non-existent.
hell bent.
They're
They're
non-existent.
hell bent on helping illegal immigrants. I was
Right.
looking at a thing. I think it was a tweet by Joe Biden. First thing he was talking about in the tweet, he want to get 1 million something immigrants legalized here in America. A lot of the illegal immigrants have more rights and stuff up under the law
they do.
than black
Yes,
people
they do.
here.
Yes,
The
they
folks who built America.
because they work for the people who are our oppressors.
And a lot of them are anti-black, and they have a lot
they
of vitriol toward us as the people. So that's why I don't never use people of color,
Right.
minority,
Right.
and whatever terms they use.
You can't mix
I
black
use
people in
I
with
use
anybody else.
black, and then when they claim they're giving something to us, well, they'll say African American for the first few lines. African Americans, people of color, minorities.
See how they sort of swing? Yeah.
It's like
start off-
it's like what you do to coffee. Once you put the cream
Water
in
it
it,
down.
the coffee is no longer
down.
stronger. It's weak.
It's weak. But that's what they do. They always see. That's why we have no friends.
No allies either. And we talk about how bad the Republicans are. We need to look at these racist, white supremacist Democrats
Yeah.
who are getting our votes hand over fist and turn around
And doing
ta-
nothing for us.
pissing on us,
But check
man.
this out. Let me ask y'all something. Now, I don't know of any other race on this planet who embraces their enemy, their oppressor, and
Our
expects to
peop-
get
our
change.
people, our people.
I don't know anybody who does that but us.
We
And
forgive everybody in the name of
We
Jesus.
forgive everybody but each other.
Because that's the message we get from the church.
Yeah, forgive
The
everybody.
church.
How come nobody forgives us for anything? Okay, but we have to. Forgive
Even
everyone.
when we die, they don't even let us leave here clean. That's a quote from
they won't even bury us in the same
comedian.
cemetery with them.
Comedian Andy Griffin said that.
Well, you got to also look at the reality that history has taught your oppressor what to say at the right time.
That's right. That's right.
And you know what they call it, Pavlovian response. He knows what to say at the right time because he know that you're gonna fall for it.
And then
That's what they falling
he put
for.
his Negro minions out there to carry the talking points.
Go out there and bark for me.
Yeah.
Pull on your leash. But the thing is, you know what, y'all, the marching, the protesting, they're used to this. This is nothing new for them. They've been dealing with this for Lord knows how long.
A lot of them are not out there protesting.
And it's
A
not
lot
going
of them
to
out
change
there,
anything.
they're buck dancing. I think they had some stripper chick out there dancing and
Yeah, well, see how they've co-opted the
shaking
protest?
her butt.
That's what I'm saying.
And you know who she's represented with?
Cardi B.
Black Lives Matter.
Oh, okay.
That organization was started by some gay people.
Yeah.
They started on the back of some dead black men, and I think it was born out that during the riots and the protests of Mike Brown.
Yeah. Well, let me say this, Vader. It's nothing but a repetitious cycle of the same old thing. You know when Digital Underground had the song out called "Same Old Song"? Mm-hmm. That's what we're dealing with. And I don't care.
And I
George
still
Floyd-
say they're linked to the white LGB, whatever those alphabets are.
Just say the alphabet crew.
The alphabet crew.
But the thing is, I was talking to some people not that long ago. I said it's not going to end with George Floyd. It didn't start with him. It's not going to end with him. And look, they've already murdered the brother in Atlanta.
Yeah.
You know. So I'm saying it's the
And
same old song.
I
no
think
matter
in New
how-
York they found somebody. They found some black
Well,
people
Joker
hanging.
just made a very
Hanging
interesting
from a
point.
tree.
Well, he just made several interesting points, but when he mentioned lynching, they found a couple of brothers hanging from a tree in I think Mississippi or so. If I don't have the state correct, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
But then the police keep saying that it's suicide.
That was L.A.
You know,
That was
L.A.
California.
Okay,
It wasn't, they know
But
the media know they lying.
Every situation where they found black people hanging from trees, the police always come back with it was suicide. Black people don't commit suicide like that.
No.
You know,
I don't-
we don't. That's not our game.
No.
That's the white man's game. And so it's just their way of saying we're not going to do any work.
Well, I mean, you also got to look at too. When you do have, I mean, it's kind of hard to wrap your mind around the mentality of black folks, because when you actually do have somebody that could actually take you to the next level, excuse my phrase, you shit on them.
Exactly.
Because-
That's exactly.
Yes, that's
That's
true.
right.
Because,
That's right.
because,
And you don't believe them.
because you look at Kaepernick. Okay.
And you look at them like they're suspect, and you got about a billion questions. But let it be Tommy Tucker from St. Louis County, who don't have a record or nothing. You're willing to trust him over that brother in the community who can help you.
Because one of the observations that I've made just to reading through history and
Willie Lynch.
is when people mention King to me was just a great speaker. He was not a leader.
I agree.
Because he was put in a position where the microphone put in front of him, put him out there to be a leader with the press. Coretta did not tell him to lead the country.
Right.
She asked him, "Where was you going?" He said, "I'm going to get a woman out of jail." because a great leader, when you brought the masses together, would have made the call to make the charge on America. You standing in front of the White House on the steps with all those people in front of you, but the powers that be told you when to come to town and when to leave.
That's right.
A great leader with that much power in front of him would have made the charge.
That's right. That's right.
But what I found out in my own observation, from as they say, looking inside yourself, he couldn't make the call because he wasn't ready. A real leader is a general.
Right.
When he get his army together and the troops together, he's not afraid to do battle.
That's right.
And what King realized,
That's true.
and what King realized was the same thing that he had been told all through the protests and the marching and the lynchings, the whole nine, that one day, now we're going to bring in Elijah Muhammad, told him, you are actually going to have to do battle with your brother one day. If you're not prepared to do that.
Because you're going to be placed
Because,
against one.
right. So the thing that you are striving for, if you wholeheartedly believe in it, and you know where he at, he just told you when to leave and come to time.
Right.
So unless you finna go deal with that, then you just need to step away from the podium.
But you know, it's funny you say that because they're talking about a possible another march on Washington, which will do us no good.
No, I think it'll be a
Let me
waste
say-
of time.
Vader, I found out, you and I went to the Million Man March.
Yeah,
Vader, if I knew then what I know now, I wouldn't have been there.
me neither.
You know what I'm saying? But Minister Farrakhan didn't call it.
Well, wasn't that 1995?
October 16th, 1995. Let me say this, Vader. During my studies since then, man, no march or protest that we've ever formed has been controlled by us. We're being controlled. Dr. King's March on Washington, he didn't call that march.
Nope.
The Big Six called the March on Washington, which was a group of 6 white men. See, everything they let us think.
And
we're in
that
control of.
was co-op too.
That's what I'm saying. Well, it wasn't co-op. They were controlling from the very beginning. See, so the thing is, you can only co-op something that you
They
didn't start.
they controlled it.
controlled
It wasn't
controlled it from the
ours.
beginning, right?
That's why
So what I'm saying,
It
is,
became this.
Right.
It's not. It wasn't just about black people no more. It's
Right.
about
They-
this everybody, this minority stuff.
Right.
What we have today,
what
the
we
same
do,
people.
What we do is, Vader, we start off fighting for black people's rights, but at the end of it,
We
it's
put the
everybody-
we
everybody else
we
into it.
put
They
the
join
cape
in.
on
They jump on
and
the
trying to
bandwagon.
fight for everybody else. We should just
And
been
we
worried
lose
about
focus on what's
ourselves.
important that's mainly concerning us. Because I'm gonna say this: no, black people aren't the only ones who are shot down in the streets.
Right.
Okay, but when you look at the news day in, day out, who do you see? All 99.99% of the time, it's a black man, woman, or child that's been murdered.
These race soldiers are out to kill
No,
us.
they are doing a great job, I hate
Yeah.
to say. But see, this is the thing. We have no unity. We have nobody
No.
that's
The self-hatred at an all-time high.
thank you. And that's why who's going to help us fight this battle? Well, we got to team up and help each other because nobody else has our best interests. at
And a
heart.
lot of the folks out there at the protests who are non-black, a lot of them just outside. They've been cooped up
They wanna be a
and
part of
seeing
history.
opportunity.
They wanna be a part
and
of
some of
history.
them are coming out here trying to bomb and tear up buildings in the community. You
Let
don't
me say
let
this,
folks
baby.
come inside your community to do that.
Exactly. Let me
You
say this.
don't do it either.
Let me say this. I talked to a guy who has a business downtown. This is a white guy. And they were boarding up. He had it on his phone. He showed us where one of the protesters got into a gun battle with the SWAT team or whatever. They lit him up. And he said, let me tell y'all something. These were white guys that busted these windows, not black guys. White guys. He said, I saw it. He said, I'm telling you. He said, I got tired of being shot at. He said, I got on the roof and I was looking down. He said,
That was
"These were
white folks
guys."
that burnt the
See,
Target up.
these
and
white
some of those other
people
businesses.
that come in and supposedly want to help you further your cause, they're coming in to destroy the communities we live in because they know they're not going to get the blame for it. We are. Okay, so they are protected as they always are. Okay, to come in and do damage. But then again, let me tell you something. They're not just showing up out of nowhere. These are agents. These are the Antifa people that they keep talking about. These are the people who have no well-meaning for you whatsoever. So they say, well, hey, we'll just lie to them and tell them we want to help them, push their cause or whatever. Hey, we believe in what you believe in. No, you don't. No, I tell you what, if you believe in what I believe in, go and protest and preach to your people in your community. Okay? Don't come in our community pretending that you got our best interests at heart, and you don't. And you don't. You coming in, you see an opportunity to cause chaos and destruction in the black community, and you're taking advantage of it due to our ignorance. Because the problem that most of us have, in my opinion, is that we seek validation and acknowledgement from our enemies. Yeah. And so therefore we embrace them, we give them an open door pass to come in and hurt us, and then they do so, and then they're gone like a ghost.
Well, Dick Gregory, the great comedian, said it best. Anytime you can sit there and tell somebody to their face that you can, prove something by making a statement that you have no idea what you're talking about, and the good one is the reason why I can say I feel black folks' pain because I have black friends, but yet you can't name a black person that you friends with whole name.
Thank you. Give me 3 black people that you're friends with. They can't do it.
That you can say their whole name. He said, now, Dick Gregory said that, if they're supposed to be your friends, you would at least know their whole name.
Thank you.
Yeah, don't just say
you
know Pookie.
Right. Yeah, no nicknames that you gave them.
And then I like to always add on top of that, anytime you got somebody that tell you I understand your pain, but yet I can't go home with you and live in better conditions.
Thank you.
I'm living in squalor.
That's right.
Then you can't. Then you must not be my friend.
That's right.
And the bank's redlining.
Thank you. Still redlining.
And for all those people out there who want to pretend that black people are just as racist as white people, no. Let me.
And that's a lie from hell.
Let me say this.
Go ahead, John.
Let me say this. Okay, if that's true, which we know it's not, name a black person, just one black person that can redline a white community.
Okay,
that can shut down a white business. That can stop little white children from going to the schools in their community. Okay, that can control your life from beginning to end on a day-to-day basis. That can keep money from coming into your community. Okay, but we're just as racist as white folks. Well, if we're just as racist as white folks and we're the ones who are primarily doing the complaining about it, how come black people don't use all that mighty power that they have, just as their white brethren does? Mm-hmm. How come we don't use our power to end racism, since we're the primary complainants of it?
Yeah,
well, they will lie their way out that question.
Exactly.
Well, you gotta look at one thing too. You could take all the dark skinned people on the planet. Mm-hmm. I throw in the Indonesians, I throw in the Africans, I throw in the Mexicans,
who throw in the pygmies,
the Spaniards, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. And one thing you would never hear none of them say is that they would not want to wake up white. But you never hear white folks say they want to wake up colored.
Thank you.
I didn't say black. I said colored.
They love our flavor, but they don't want our struggle.
But you know what's wrong? I'm gonna say this though. Let me say this though. When they think they got a good tan, they want to run up to the nearest black person or person of color, whoever they can find that's of color, and look, I'm as dark as you. Get the hell away from me. You gonna denigrate me my entire life for being what God made me, and then you're going to get a little bit, and then you're going to think, oh, look at me. I'm just like you. No, you're not. No, you're not. Hey, like Iron Man, like Tony Stark told Captain America, you know what? Everything special about you comes out of a bottle. When I heard that in the first Avengers movie, I said, oh, Tony, say it again.
And that pissed him off.
He said,
Rogers didn't like that.
He said, Rogers, let me tell you something. He said, you better stop calling yourself a hero. He said, because there's nothing special about you. He said, everything special about you comes out of a bottle. We don't have to get our protection.
But it's true.
We don't have to get our protection out of a bottle, a suntan lotion bottle. God gave us our protection.
Yeah.
Okay? And we don't have to pretend like we're something we're not. Okay? Something came across my phone the other day. Becky hates thick. Showed all these curvaceous sisters with all these hips, breasts, butts, all that stuff. White girls can't stand that. Okay? That's why they're going to the doctor. The Kim Kardashians. Ooh, look.
No, they can't stand it.
No, you're not, Kim. She talking about, well, I'm Armenian. That's the way we're built. No, you're not. Then why'd you go to the doctor? Why'd you get butt injections?
Can you say Sarah Bartman?
Yeah. Why do you get all this stuff if you're built like black women? They envy you, black women.
That was a sister that I think they was Sarah Bartman, and they brutalized this woman and cut her body parts off.
Yes. They objectified her. They put her in a cage. They put her on display as if she were an animal in the zoo. And they are so jealous of us black men and women.
And a lot of us let that bother us and that self-hate come in, and you start hating yourself. Once you start hating yourself, you start hating everybody else. That's a constant reminder of who you are.
That's right. You know, there's a story I heard years ago. A little white kid was talking about, oh man, God loves me. He loves me. He really loves me. He made me white. He made me wonderful. He really loves me. Little black kid looked at him and said, God loves you. He said, God loves me. He painted me. He didn't even paint you. In other words, he took more time when he made me than when he made you. Let me explain something to you black people. An oil painting is the top of the line. That's what you represent. A sketch, I don't care how good it looks, cannot stand up to an oil painting. They hang oil paintings in the Smithsonian, okay? Sketches are great. They may be great sketches, but they're unfinished products. They can't compare to oil paintings. Black people, you are an oil painting. You are what everybody else wishes they were. I'm not putting anybody down. Not doing that. That's what people do to us, so we don't have to do that to them. It's obvious. You only demean people when you're envious of them. Because if you weren't envious of them, they wouldn't even come on your radar. I didn't even know you existed. I never mentioned your name. I never mentioned your race. I never put you down for anything because I didn't know you were here to begin with. How can you denigrate something or someone when you're not even cognizant of their existence? They're more than cognizant of our existence because they continually attack us on every level. And they attack us because they're not us. I'm going to quote this from the great basketball player Shaq to Charles Barkley. He said, Chuck, don't hate me because you ain't me. That's what they feel for us. They hate us because they're not us. Now, keep in mind, they'll never admit this. They will never. Has the devil ever admitted the truth about anything? I mean, come on. Yeah. They'll never admit it. You wouldn't expect them to. They don't admit the truth about anything. They don't even know the truth. They've been lying their whole existence. So the thing about it is you have to know the truth. Your oppressor is never going to give you the truth because they're not armed with it from the beginning.
Hey, Jump, I need to go ahead and read an ad right quick.
You're right here, baby.
What's up, Tim Gray and Tiffany down at Sugar Bowl Cafe? Sugar Bowl Cafe is open. We got a chicken and salad and fries for $5, catfish nuggets and slaw, $5, rib and rib tips and potato salad for $5. Got a root beer and a cookie for $1. We famous, baby. Call Tim and Tiffany at 618-489-5141 and let them know that In the Mix Radio sent you. Check them out for that Sunday dinner special. I'm telling you, you try the Sunday dinner special, you'll never want to cook Sunday dinner no more. Going out the door.
Baby. You're making me hungry.
All right, Jump. Go ahead back to your thought, brother.
Okay, but like I was saying, hey, you have to recognize your own God-given gifts, and not only do you recognize them, you praise the Creator for them, and you acknowledge them, and you use them. That's why He gave them to you. We are what everyone else wishes they were. Let me say this. Let's talk about the coronavirus for a second. The plandemic, not pandemic, plandemic. They want you to believe. Now, you got a brain. Use it. They want you to believe that the virus is just as racist as they are. Because the virus stopped killing everybody else just to focus on black people. Now, black people got the most dominant genes on the planet. White folks, don't you know when there's a real pandemic or whatever, you don't have the authority or the option to be excused from extinction? You don't do that. That's not real. That's not the way anything real operates. You are just as susceptible as everyone else. In fact, if you have the weak genes that our oppressors have, you're even more susceptible because you have no protection from anything. If you are not even protected from the sun, how are you going to be protected from a pandemic that's killing people, sweeping the world worldwide? Or so you want everyone to think, okay? But we don't want to kill white folks. We want to kill off some of these black folks. So the pandemic says, well, I'm going to bypass these recessive gene people here that I could easily kill. But I'm going to go and jump on these dominant gene people and murder them and kill them, you know. But that's not the way a real virus works. It doesn't make excuses for anyone, okay? It doesn't exclude certain groups of people because it only wants to focus on one group of people. That's how people operate, not viruses and diseases. You know, so anybody who believes that, you can believe what you choose to, but if you have half a brain, I don't think you're gonna fall for that. That's just not the way it works. And actually, in actuality, it ain't nothing but the AIDS script all over again. Because when AIDS came out, anybody that remembers, I know we're all brothers who are old enough to remember the AIDS.
Early 80s.
The thing is, when it came out, it was labeled the gay white male
the
disease
gay white male
at
disease.
first. Then within a year to 2 years' time, it went from killing gay white males to decimating everybody in the black community. How come everything starts off killing other people, but then it just wants to focus on black people? You know?
Yep.
But I said, hey, I told my people that I work with, I said, I've read the script already. This is not real.
Same thing with Ebola.
Ebola? Name a disease.
Ebola was the same way.
The thing is, every disease,
Swine flu?
Yeah, every disease they want to put a black face on, okay? Because they want you to beat
Anything
them up.
that's bad, they're not going to do that to their people.
The last disease that had a white face on it, I think, was polio, okay? Since then, no diseases have had a white face on them. So I'm like, come on, man.
I think about a year or two ago, I believe that they had a smallpox breakout up in New York.
Okay, yeah, I think
And
I
that
remember that too.
didn't they didn't get that a lot of attention in the media either.
No. And then again, getting back to the coronavirus. Now it was hurting the kid. At first, it wasn't hurting the
That was in the Jewish community.
Right. I remember that. I remember. First, it was not hurting the kids, and it wasn't hurting black people. Somebody made the statement, hey, this stuff don't seem to be affecting black people. Then it started only affecting black people. So, and it started hurting the kids. I even heard them talk about the kids, this mysterious disease that was hurting them a few weeks ago. I haven't heard them talk about that in the past few weeks. You know, all of a sudden, it no longer is affecting the children, you know. So like I said, it's the people who control the narrative on everything that always writes the stories. Yeah. Okay, hey, they think it's not hurting black people. Okay, make it to where it's only killing black people. Okay? So like I said, think for yourselves. You know this is not how things work in reality. This is man-made, controlled, and whatever else you want to say, but this is not how the natural order of things operates.
Hey, John, we got
Okay, we're gonna get back to this music, man.
Hey, we had to talk, folks. We had to make up for lost time, and we shall come back. And once again, happy Father's Day to all the real men out here.
That's right.
And those young brothers that's not doing it right, it's up to us brothers, us older cats, to hand game down to them. We want these guys to be men, not simps. Right. We don't want them out here walking around moist with their pants sagging, trying to look as cute, look buck broken, trying to be as cute as your girlfriend. Yeah. Soon as trouble come, you hide behind her like a little kid.
Yeah. All right. We're talking about all this stuff that's concerning our community, but we're gonna get back to the
Hey, you just go in the chat room. You want to talk about something? You want to chop it up with us? Feel free.
Feel free to do so. We're gonna get back to the music, and we will be right back. You listen to Vader and Jump Street with our brother Jubal in the house.
And Tim and Tiffany Gray.
This is a historic day, man.
Tim and Tiffany Gray is out there listening. They know Jubal is up in the place to be.
All right, we're gonna make sure because we're gonna remind you. But anyway, we're gonna get back to the music, and this is In the Mix.
In the Mix.
This is Denzel with that Jamaican ice cream on In the Mix.
Denzel?
Oh. It's a female.
Tell me what you like. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you need.
Jamaican ice cream.
Tell me what you like. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you need.
American ice cream.
Being here feels like I'm dreaming. Lying on the beach with the sand between my toes. In the water, see my reflection. The sun is beating me down, enhancing my complexion. Ice cream is the thing I came here for. It's all that I want, yeah. Just this one thing that I want, and so much more. It's just what I want, yeah. It's so good. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you need.
Jamaican ice cream.
Tell me what you like. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you need.
American ice cream.
See that all checking my flavor. Beauty all around, getting down, down, down. Dancing right on into so much more. It's all that I want, yeah. It's so good. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you need.
Jamaican ice cream.
Tell me what you like. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you need.
American ice cream. God made you and you look so sweet. Psalm 34, taste and see. God bless you so I can eat milk and honey with a sprinkle of peach. Rum erasing me, I lose me speech. Chocolate, vanilla ice cream. Strawberry split with coconut cream. Cookie and dough with cocoa beans. Soya rice, different type ice cream. Great nut, pecan, mango, bean, and sherbet, mint flake. Oh yeah, plantain, rock and roll, cheesecake, caramel, earthquake. Jamaica, me love my ice cream, no matter how far that I may be. America, me love my ice cream, no matter how it melts on my white tee. Jamaica, me love my ice cream, no matter how far that I may be. America, me love my ice cream, no matter how it melts on my white tee.
Tell me what you like. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you need.
Jamaican ice cream.
Tell me what you like. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you need.
American ice cream.
Tell me what you like. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you need.
Jamaican ice cream.
Tell me what you like. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you need.
American ice cream.
All right, everybody. That was Jamaican ice cream.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
It was Giselle with Jamaican ice cream. But Vader, tell them what we got going on.
Hey, we need to take a pause and shut the broadcast down for a little bit and take care of some very, very important business. And we will return within the mix. We just need to take a very important pause for the cause. But we shall return. Am I right, John?
That's it.
We shall return.